Hello, YouTubers and football fans. My name is Heath Chavis, and this is Precise Football Evaluation. I wanted to do an intro video so where I could give my information out to let people to get to know me. I don't want people to think that I'm just some kind of couch potato guy that's going to come up and do some evaluations on the top college prospects. I want to give my background on what I know and where I've come from, so where you'll understand that as I give evaluations that I actually do know kind of what I'm talking about. I have in-depth knowledge of every position in football, right down to the techniques, mechanics, exactly what you need to be looking for, and things of that nature. I played high school football. I was a two-time unanimous all-conference selection. I was a one-time All Cape Fear Region selection. I was preseason All-State my senior year. I was also a Division I college prospect, and some of the colleges was the University of North Carolina, West Virginia Mountaineers, and East Carolina University, just to name a few. Um, After my sophomore year, I went and got married like somebody crazy. So my junior and senior year, I was married. Of course, I still played. I received my first letter in February of my junior year. So most of my junior year was almost gone. And my grades were just, I was barely passing. And that's why I didn't get an opportunity to go and play college ball. Even after I graduated Methodist, I got kind of pretty close with the head coach there. And they tried to get me in, but seeing that I didn't come from a family with a bunch of money, I had to go on out and start working and making money. So I set my football career behind and started working. Once I got to 22, I decided to start back playing some. So I did a little stint in semi-pro in Fayetteville, North Carolina with the Fayetteville Jaguars. I played middle linebacker. And during that time, I hired a sports agent, and the sports agent got me hooked up with the Pro Football Regional Combine in Atlanta, Georgia, in the year 2000. And here is my acceptance letter to that. And there was 5,000 applicants for that combine. Only 300 made it, and I was one of the three that made it. So I got to try out in front of 32 NFL teams, CFL, XFL, NFL Europe, and so we went out there. We did exactly what they do at the combine in Atlanta or in Indianapolis for the college players. I did the combine. I graded out. I think the minimum. Well, I don't think I know that the minimum grade was an 8. I made a 7.85. I got knocked down because at my position, my minimum height needed to be 6'2", and I measured at 6'1" and 7/8. So I missed it by 1/8 of a passing grade for that. I ran a 4.95 40 for defensive line. I had a 30-inch vertical jump, and I bench pressed 225 20 times. So after the combine was over, I was having major back pain. So long story short on that, 2 months after the combine, I actually had back surgery at 23 years old. And the doctor gave me a choice that I could continue to play football and I may have a major, major injury, possible wheelchair, or I needed to retire. And so after my surgery, I thought long and hard about it, and I decided to retire. I did a little bit of stint of coaching in some rec leagues and things like that for the little kids, but again, I had to work, had kids, had family that came shortly after my surgery, and so I've always gotten into working and providing for my family over ball. So that's my history as far as my football. I go all the way back to when I was a little kid with football, and for me, it's aggravating sometimes on how I am because I can't just sit back and enjoy the game. I'm all the time analyzing, breaking plays down, breaking players down. I get on my wife and my friends' nerves all the time when they're around because I just can't watch the game and enjoy it. But that's just who I am. So I should have been an NFL scout. There's no doubt about that. Player personnel. I think right now I could help all 32 teams in the NFL just by being able to evaluate college prospects and seeing if they fit in the NFL. Not everybody's built. You can view someone, you can evaluate someone, but if you don't know what you're looking for, if you don't see them in the NFL version, because understand, a lot of college players look great. A lot of college players look great, but how many are successful in the NFL? Look at all the first round busts. I mean, we've had a lot of gems in the NFL, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7 rounds. I mean, Marcus Colston was one of the best wide receivers. He was the best wide receiver that Drew Brees ever played with. He was 3 picks away from being undrafted. So you just never know. It's all about finding them diamonds in the rough, I guess you can say. So it's I've got a couple of notes here. I don't want to miss anything. That's one thing that you'll find out during my evaluations is that I'll take notes of players because what I want to do, I want to go through some of the top players in the draft coming up in 2023, which is just like 3 or 4 weeks away. So I'm going to be knocking videos down, evaluating each player, Bryce Young, CJ Strong, all them guys, Jalen Carter, and going through their evaluations. But I'm going to be breaking down their mechanics. I'm going to be breaking down their techniques. I'm going to give you my thoughts and my evaluation of the player and whether I think a team should jump out and get them. I haven't viewed anyone yet. I've looked at a few highlights just going through YouTube and looking at them. But I also want to say that I'm not going to be doing a bunch of editing and cutting out stuff. I mean, I'm going to talk to you just like if me and you were in a room together and we were talking about sports. So it's not going to be all professionalism like I'm on ESPN First Take or something like that. I just want you to be able to come in, watch my videos, and see my evaluations and see what you think. I know that these videos may help some NFL scouts, players, personnels, and GMs out there now, and it ain't going to cost them nothing to get my evaluation. But hey, who knows? They may see these videos and see how pretty accurate that I am with my evaluations. My friends and family have always told me that I've needed to do something with the knowledge that I have. I've done many evaluation and drafts in the past just for fun. I've told everybody in 2020, after I did the evaluations of the quarterbacks in that draft, I said if Justin Herbert stays healthy his rookie year, even though he was drafted behind Tua Tagovailoa and Joe Burrow, I said if he stays healthy, he will win Rookie of the Year. And sure enough, he did. I could just evaluate and I could see he was that NFL prototype kind of quarterback. He had the great arm. He was tall. His footwork looked fantastic. His throws looked fantastic. He had great arm mechanics. And that's things that you've got to be able to break down. Then you got to be able to visualize, is that player able to play in the NFL? Michael Sam, the defensive end or outside linebacker a few years ago that come out as gay. A lot of people were saying that he didn't make the NFL because he was gay. No, they seen what I saw, and I told everyone after I watched some preseason games with him playing, I said he's got the slowest first step of any of the defensive ends, outside linebackers, the rush ends to the quarterback. I said his first step is slow, and then when he gets going, he's got real choppy steps. With defensive end, with your rush ends, whether it's outside linebacker or defensive end, that first step is the most important step. If you are slow coming off the line, them tackles is going to eat them guys up all day long. So I'm going to evaluate players like that, from cornerbacks to quarterbacks to running backs to wide receivers to safeties. And I'm going to give you the breakdown and the mechanics of why this guy may be NFL ready or he's not. Because understand, out of 256 players that's drafted every year, maybe a third will be starters. Pro Bowlers way less than that, and Hall of Famers maybe two. They just great players just don't grow on trees and come in every draft. So Being able to pick the gems out is the biggest thing for a GM and a player personnel guy, NFL scout. So just to give you some of the knowledge on me, my favorite team is the Chicago Bears. I stay in North Carolina. I've always lived in North Carolina. I'm not a Panthers fan. I am a Chicago's Bears fan, have been for 40 years. So I like our guy that we've got now, Ryan Poles, as our GM. He seems like he's pretty good there for a while. I was sending letters to Chicago. I was like, man, give me a chance for half the money that you're paying them. I'll have you in the Super Bowl in 3 to 4 years. But biggest thing is, man, they want these educated guys with all this college education, book smarts, and things like that. These guys don't know nothing about football. And that's where a lot of teams have a lot of problems at. If you look at a lot of successful teams, their GMs were former players. And just like with the Denver Broncos winning the Super Bowl recently, they had John Elway as their GM. And you got the guy, John Lynch, I think it is, over there in San Francisco. You just see programs that are built around former players. And you don't have to be an NFL player to know your stuff. And football's football. But only a few have that eye to be able to pick great players out of a huge amount of people that's out there, and you able to find that small amount that's going to be the big successful people, just like Skip Bayless. I seen him one time. I mean, these analysts and commentators just they kill me sometimes on the things that they say, and it's very uneducated. He was talking about one of the college prospects that was coming in, and he was talking about where he played against Alabama, and Alabama, their defense is an NFL defense. That's wrong. The NFL is an elite group of guys that are great. Yes, Alabama's great. Alabama's got great players, but understand out of that defense, they had, I think, 8 players drafted total, 6 off the defense that year. Only 2 became starters. So to say that Alabama had an NFL quality, no, they didn't. That's how rare it is, and that's how hard it is to find them guys that are going to be great in the NFL. You want more than journeymen are okay. Guys that stay in the league for a while, they can give you the minimum amount of stats that makes it okay for them to be on a roster. But them teams that can find them diamonds in the rough, like the New England Patriots, they did it so many years, and they let Bill Belichick be the GM. Not only was he a great coach, he was a great GM. So I'm not going to do like a lot of these analysts. You watch these analysts come draft days, and every player that comes through, all they ever talk about is, well, they are going to be a great player in the next level. They are going to be an awesome player in the next level. You never hear them really say a bad thing about all of them. I'm not going to do that, because the fact is that more are not going to make it than make it. I'm going to give it to you straight. I believe in the brutal truth. I believe in brutal honesty. And whether you like it, love it, or hate it, it don't matter to me. I'm going to give it to you straight up. If I don't think that person is going to make it or he doesn't belong, I'm going to let you know. And you can put all the comments that you like in the comments below. That's absolutely fine. I would want you to like, subscribe, and comment. Give me your comments. You can even comment on guys that you want me to evaluate that may be in the back of the draft, or HBCU players. Anybody like that. Anywhere that I can find a highlight film, that would be nice, because we'll go over stats. I'm not a big person on stats. Stats can be inflated in college because these guys are playing against 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And it's a lot different when you get into the NFL and you're playing against the Derrick Henrys. You playing against the Aaron Rodgers. You playing against the Tom Brady's. You're playing against Devin White. And they've been in the league 6, 8, 10, 12, in Brady's case, 22 years. And that's why guys that are so successful in college end up not being successful in the NFL. It's just a different league, different breed, and they're just unbelievable athletes. So you're more than welcome to give all the comments that you like on the videos. I'm going to be posting on the regular, so you can come to the site and join the site, and you'll be able to see all the videos and the evaluation of the players. and we're going to have a bunch of fun with it. I'm going to be starting very soon posting the evaluations. Bryce Young is going to be my first one that I'm evaluating. So let's get ready to rock. I'm going to give you all of my information as we do it. I want y'all to have a great day. So until next time, this has been Heath Chavis, and this has been Precise Football Evaluation. See you on the next video. Later.